August was a little bit of a light metal month, but there were some gems.
You want to hear all these albums, and you want to hear us talk about them.
We have shown you how to appeal winding arms around you.
The Crawling, all of this for nothing. This UK-based melodic death doom band is on their third full length. They're leaning very heavily into depressive and introspective themes, the challenges of our waking existence, the suffering and pain of loss, grief, and tragedy, and just the immense struggle that we are experiencing as our world turns and burns. This is a tremendous take on melodic death doom that showcases some really strong and unique tracks, like the second track on this album, Another Vulture. Hey, look, the camera changed. Weird. That chorus, man, super fucking catchy, but this isn't upbeat, depressive doom. It's melancholic, it's bleak, sometimes reminding me of what Agalloch was doing when they incorporated some of their doom elements. Overall, this is a really nice surprise in the melodic death doom category. Be sure to check it out if you haven't.
All right, folks, it's time to bring on the heavy. We're talking about Humanity's Last Breath, the new album, Ashen. In their last album, Vald, Humanity's Last Breath showcased a unique blend of dissonant chaos, heavy atmosphere, and melodic undertones, setting them distinctly apart from the typical gent bands that we hear today. Their follow-up, Ashen, dives deeper into this unique territory. Notable tracks like Blood Spilled exhibit symphonic deathcore influences, while guitarist Buster Oatholm and Callie Thomair artfully navigate between heavy ambience and memorable motifs. Songs such as Labyrinthian invoke devastatingly heavy-ass vibes with their mesmerizing sonic destruction, while Instill captivates with harmonized choirs juxtaposed against intense blackened tremolo riffs. One big surprise in hearing this record is those Swedish roots start to shine through in some of these songs, blending melodic lines with intense breakdowns, evoking an otherworldly take on melodic death metal at times. So many killer vibes on this record, and it really is upping the game quite a bit. The album's diverse range encompasses ultra-slow, effect-laden breakdowns to innovative songwriting structures and all the other songs. The release is an auditory journey, man, culminating the end-of-the-world sound and transcending mere heaviness. Ashen illustrates how Humanity's Last Breath, while seemingly chaotic and disgustingly heavy, gracefully rides their boisterous sonic trademarks, defying straightforward genre classification. Definitely check this record out if that makes you at all curious.
Spirit Adrift, Ghost at the Gallows. Gotta say, this was a bit of a surprise for me. I don't find myself typically drawn to the trad doom bands simply because many of them are bland.
It's bland.
I don't want to hear recycled Cathedral and Candlemass riffs anymore, bro. This is why Spirit Adrift has made it into our top doom bands that you need to be on the lookout for list. Check that video out up here in the ether, wherever that link is. They've come onto the scene with an impressive set of skills, both in writing and performance categories. Check out what I mean with this clip. One of the things I love about this record is that live in the studio feel. It's as if you're sitting in the studio just listening to these guys rip away at these songs. It's just fantastic. The sound design on this one is just spectacular. It really does the band a service. Scope this one out if you haven't already for some reason. I don't know why.
Orbit Culture, Descent, another up-and-coming Swedish band. I love it. Descent boasts a colossal sound, man. Over the past 3 decades, countless bands have attempted to recapture the overwhelming impact of heavy groove without seeming trite or unoriginal. Yet Orbit Culture might have struck upon something exceptional here. Guided by Nicholas Carlson's authoritative roar and the group adding diverse threads of melodic death metal riffs, synths, electronic elements, and the robust contemporary potency that other metalcore bands are incorporating into their music today. But this band does it better, in my opinion. None of these elements appear mismatched or forced either. Strings and choirs infuse drama into these songs, making my melodic death metal ears perk up. There's some epic moments here too, reminding me of Insomnium's windswept boldness at times. This is an album that is begging to be played in a giant arena too, on tour with bands like Gojira and other big modern melodic metalcore acts that are around right now. Those anthemic progressions are of such a high caliber, and my only gripe here though, I will say, is that there's a little bit more creativity I think that needs to go into the clean vocals beyond mimicking James Hetfield's signature "yeah" sounds. It's a minor gripe as a whole. This record is a goddamn whirlwind of righteous riffs, driving drums, and killer choruses destined to be carried out by massive crowds along with this music. Orbit Culture might just have ignited an all-important spark that we've all been waiting for within this subgenre. These are killer gym tunes too.
I lift things up and put them down.
These made honey in the vein tree, Aion. This band has been on my radar for a hot minute with their first 2 albums, getting a lot of love for being tremendous, cutting-edge, psychedelic doom metal. Not gonna lie, bro, I looked at the runtime of 80 minutes and almost cried a little bit. I am genuinely glad that I gave it the time, though, because it really rewards you for being present with it. Listen to what I mean in the spot in the song Divergence. This record takes what I love about classical music and transfers it into the psychedelic doom post-rock strategy guide. There are a lot of long passages of atmosphere, followed by a hint of the leitmotif, and before you know it, you're in the middle of a full-blown section with that melody still going like 80 measures later. It's really cool.
You sure about that?
I'm thrilled to check out their back catalog finally, and surprisingly, this album has some replayability to it despite it being 80 minutes long. Pretty unusual for this subgenre, pretty unusual for something that's so lengthy. It's obviously worth it. Check it out.
Horrendous, Ontological, Mysterium. Horrendous is a highly underrated and seasoned death metal group, and they have embarked on a devastating 5th release here. With 14 years of killer death metal under their belt, the band navigated some uncharted waters here, and boy are the sharks fucking vicious. Their history of shape-shifting is evident here. However, their latest effort is their most audacious yet, in my opinion. In under 40 minutes, this new record traverses various death metal subgenres, occasionally venturing outside of that genre with some melodic interludes.
Das fängt in mir als coming is.
It's a culmination of Horrendous's journey, yet also their most dramatic departure, characterized by a spirit of freewheeling creativity and just sheer enjoyment for the genre. The album opens with an atmospheric black metal gem reminiscent of Agolok or some other weird natural black metal band, but then all of a sudden you get into the death metal influences and it works really well. Amidst these extremes, the band delves into their signature progressive death metal style, though, incorporating more solos, unconventional song structures, and more unbridled experimentation than before. With a history since 2009, the band's coordination allows them to just shatter past subgenre constraints with blood-battered fists. This album kills, dude. If you love death metal, do not miss it.
Kataklysm Goliath. The trajectory of this Canadian death metal band is up for debate, but not here at the Forge, friends. I fucking love where this band has gone since their inception. It continued to put out punishing death metal, and Goliath is no exception. Their 2020 record, Unconquered, was cool, but I wasn't expecting them to follow up with something as bestial and devastating as Goliath. Mind you, this is their 15th album in 30 years. That's an impressive feat alone. I think that's what I'm getting at with why I like this album so much. Although the band goes through drummers like they're terminally contagious, their sound is undeniably recognizable despite the extreme nature of the music and, like we said, 30 years of experience. Whether you're a longtime fan of this band or this is your first run with these guys, you're in for a treat. There's at least a handful of songs on here that really should get you going. The rest of the album is no slouch either. Definitely give it a chance if you haven't.
Urne, A Feast on Sorrow. Here we go. I love metal that isn't afraid to go into emotional misery territory. This album has it in spades, dude. If you're looking to sate your appetite on some sadness,
we need emotional content.
Rising to the occasion, the London trio, Urne, delivers an expansive sound on this record, amplifying the strengths of their predecessor by merging robust riffing and grandiose progressive metal elements. The album radiates confidence, dude, evident in the presence of two 11-minute tracks that just compellingly justify their length somehow.
You sure about that?
Amidst this, moments of accessibility do emerge throughout the record, and that's one of the things that I do love about a lot of progressive metal bands doing this kind of thing these days. They're embracing those earworm song structures and familiarity alongside the uniqueness and creativity in progressive music. In reading some of the lyrics on the album, the emotional power of A Feast on Sorrow extends beyond the sonic dimensions and lays a heavy burden, and I really love how they did it here. The frontman Joe Nally delves into personal turmoil, specifically addressing loss associated with mental illness. The first line, such as "Where do the memories go?" sets that tone, echoed in the album's finale, "The Long Goodbye," and songs like "To Die Twice" and "A Stumble of Words" just encapsulate that theme of losing oneself and more specifically losing your memories. It was a deeply terrifying and moving experience for me as a listener, but that's what I love about bands like Urne. I felt a deep connection here with this record, and it's one that I'll continue to return to, especially in the colder months. What did you dig from August? Let us know down in the comments below, and check out some of our other videos right here.
Go with the gods, Forgemates. Humanity's last breath is upon us.